Not what I related to before, but some things involving my channel. Today I produced a video, which was a video on Neptune and Aries, and it was for all 12 signs of the zodiac. Didn't think I could do it. Did not think I could do it, but I could. I could produce a 40-minute video talking about all 12 signs, and I want to reframe how astrologers on YouTube do their forecast because it is wrong. It's wrong. Here's, I explained it in the video. The reason why it is wrong, in my opinion, it is shallow astrology. It is superficial astrology. It is this event happening in your ninth house. And what does it mean if it's happening in your ninth house? Not very interesting. Astrologers that say Neptune is going to square your sun at this degree if you were born between, I don't know, March 10th through 15th, like who's born between, there's some who are, but a lot of them are not. That is for you to look in your natal chart. Those are for astrological consultations, not for YouTube videos. Looking at where things fall in your houses and looking at things falling by transit, like transiting planets, aspecting your natal planets. That is for an astrology consultation. What I am presenting is an exception. I'm presenting something that actually has meaning. It actually has significance. It actually has insight to it. You're getting things out of it as opposed to this isn't happening in this house. I'm taking what I talked about on the Neptune and Aries video. I'm breaking down the transit of Neptune and Aries, and then also talking about how your sign can benefit based off of the qualities of that transit and how you as a sign can benefit from that. How you as a sign can grow from the transit. How you as a sign can find meaning because of the transit. Like an example of this is, let's say we're talking about, I don't know, I'm going to probably do one on Mercury retrograde tomorrow, I'm thinking. But one of them is like, I don't know, Mercury and retrograde in Pisces for Aries. This could be about not being so stuck in your ego, but being tied to your intuition. Like that's the kind of thing. Like it takes the qualities of that transit. And it's like, how can the sign evolve and make the most of it through that transit? Not by, oh, this event is happening in your whatever house. Meaningless. I have never resonated with that. It is so overrated for you to see a million astrologers on YouTube making videos where they're giving these superficial readings. Like if you're real astrologers, you wouldn't be giving superficial readings based off the houses. You would be taking the qualities of that transit and talking about how can your sign benefit based off of the qualities of that sign and etc. That's what they can do. And if they're not going to do it, I will on my channel. For every transit video that I post, there will be a 12 sign reading video, either a podcast or a live stream if I feel like it, or a presentation. Quite often it might be like that where I can put the signs on the different, one slide per sign and, do all that. So I'm thinking of doing that and continuing to do it. Um, so tomorrow I want to film the Mercury and Pisces retrograde and do the 12 signs for that. The other thing is, I've been posting a lot in my Real Me podcast, and I just finished producing a series of. Let me put my glasses on now. I just finished producing a series of videos, very, very long videos. It's an Amenton series. You're thinking, what the heck is an Amenton? What the heck is an Amenton? I explain it all in the videos. You're going to find that they're very, very in depth, very, I go into a lot of detail about it. You're going to want to watch the first video before you watch the other videos. I'd say that with you're definitely going to want to, if you're interested, you're definitely going to want to watch the first video, which is the Amenton, what is it and how did it come about. Now with the other videos, I don't think that you have to watch them in order. You can watch them out of order because they're kind of the same, where I'm basically taking you through my whole entire Oracle deck that I based off of the Amenton. Reading about the introduction of it, reading about the cards of it, and going in depth as to the into what these things all mean, like to say intense and pine is to be very authoritative and give an ultimatum. I talk about do undos, which is a restaurant atop a hill where the thing's celebrated. Like I discuss it all. Like I'm not gonna make separate videos for each card and then make 1,000 videos. Way too exhausting. I put it all in those videos. So you're gonna want to check those out. And then the other episodes in that podcast and whatever else I have going on with the shorts that come out every single day. Every single day that I schedule ahead of time at the beginning of the month. You're wondering, how can I produce all that in one day? How can I make the shorts come out? Well, I do it ahead of time so that they can come out, the clips from my videos. And the other thing I want to mention is, oh my goodness, if you haven't followed my community tab, I would really, really encourage you to follow my community tab. I have this tendency to look away from the camera. I would encourage you to follow my community tab because that's where I will post video updates. I'll post occasional stories. I'll post things about information and what my own take on it is. Like miniature versions of the passages of Google Podcasts where I share like bits of information. So I did one and then I'll probably continue doing that. So that's another update about the community tab. So definitely, like I feel like nobody's reading my posts. Barely anybody is reading those posts, and I don't see any comments to those posts. And I do put a lot into those posts. I write them, I proofread them, I refine them. So I would encourage you to go look at my community tab for that. I'll also probably create some playlists from my subscriptions, give you that. I'm creating a course, an astrology course, like an astrology 101 course on my channel where I'm including all my astrology, general astrology videos and putting them into one course. And I'm currently going through my original channel and deleting the unnecessary videos which I abused publishing. I abused uploading videos on there for reasons that I had way back in 2024 that I don't have now. So I am going through that channel and getting rid of the videos that I don't need. And then when I'm done with that, I will link the channel in my about page on my channel so that you can go and see what I have going on over there and see what I did in the videos that I made before the middle of 2024 when I switched over channels and I stopped my original channel back in the end of 2023, the very, very beginning of 2024. as it was beginning, I stopped producing videos on there because there were promotions. There was an option of promotions. And with the promotions, I clicked on a promotion. All of a sudden, I just following grew from several hundred followers to 1,000, and I wasn't prepared for it. Very, like I didn't know what I was getting into. Now I do, and if I could, I'd probably promote my videos. But I'm not going to. I want my following to grow organically, and I think that I think that it's best for the following to grow organically rather than just a lot of following all at once. It's not, realistic people finding me, watching my videos, and doing all that. So anyway, I do have a lot of episodes in that Real Me podcast that I'll be adding to over the years, and the vastness of Google. I think I want to do mostly podcasts for that. Mostly podcasts for my weekly videos, like my planned weekly videos, the astrology transit video, the general astrology transit, the general astrology video, and the video on any topic. Like I want those mostly to be podcasts because I enjoy doing podcasts more than any other format on my channel because I can really go deep and it can be just an audio. It's very, very simple. I just really, really like it that way. So, what I'm going to be doing also is I'm going to be having, I'm going to be doing a video on Chiron and Aries. I'm going to be doing a video on Pluto and Aquarius. I want to do a transit on maybe Jupiter and Cancer, the nodes in Virgo and Pisces. I want to do an official video on that for the remainder of the time that we have the nodes in these signs. July, I'll do a video on the North Node in Aquarius, South Node in Leo, which is a transit coming up this July. And also, not only that, but trying to think what else. Oh, a video on the North Node in Taurus, which will probably be very, very deep. Probably going through the tendencies to leave behind and the attributes to develop in Jen Spiller's Astrology for the Soul book. If you haven't got it, I would really, really encourage you to get it. Going through those traits and attributes to develop, then getting into some more information. And then I'm going to be doing a whole series of videos on my Sunday podcast where I want to talk about all of my natal placements and going through discussing all of the meanings of those natal placements because I want it to make it personal. Like I want to relate this to my life through the astrology and bring the astrology to life through my real life. And that is what I did on the Jupiter in Virgo podcast, is bringing the astrology to life. Like I looked at how it related to my life. Because I have Jupiter in Virgo, it's tough, and I have had a lot of things to say about it. What I found with Jupiter in Virgo is I, I was saying it with a lot of confidence, but I wasn't the most sure on it. Like I was mostly sure, but like I completely agree with what I said, and I completely think that I got the definition of Jupiter in Virgo right, and other astrologers do not get it right. Like the lesson of Jupiter in Virgo is to look at the big picture. And I have found in recent days and weeks that looking at the big picture of things, I feel luckier, I feel better because I'm not so stuck in the details. I'm not so stuck in, oh, this detail's wrong, and perfecting it and just erasing a whole video, for instance, or a whole, book or whatever, because I got one little thing wrong. I'm looking to see that's one little thing of this larger thing, and I'm looking to see the bigger picture and see the broader outlook and see, well, the information was good. Even though I got this one detail wrong, the information is good. And I like how I presented it. Like when I edit videos, I'll be perfectionistic. When I make the videos, I won't be perfectionistic. There's these things where you're being perfectionistic over some things, but not other things. So I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. You're being perfectionistic over subjective things like writing, and well, you can improve that, but but like making videos. So in my case, drop the perfectionism. I used to be very, very perfectionistic. I'm not going to be like that anymore with the videos. One take, that's it. Um, and the same goes when I title videos. I'm not going to be perfectionistic over that either. So, it's all these kind of things where seeing the bigger picture is how Jupiter and Virgo is one of the major ways that Jupiter and Virgo can gain true luck in this life. Not through paying attention to the little details, not by honing your skills and your crafts on the little details of things. That's not how Jupiter and Virgo can gain luck. Because it can get so caught and bogged down in these details that it's like so caught up in that, and it loses perspective, and it loses seeing the forest for the trees. So if you have not seen that video, and if you're interested in Jupiter and Virgo energy, or astrology in general, I would go see that video because there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful insight in that video, and it's gotten 26 views already. I hope that over the years it gets more. I hope that more, maybe astrologers will see that video, or others will see that, because I put so much into that video, making it true for me, real for me, and the best that it could be. So go check out that video in the Vastness of Google podcast. Um, and also, you can go check out the Mercury retrograde in Pisces video. I kind of go a little bit off topic in that video. I will warn you on other things, but there's a lot of good information in there. Tomorrow, I think I have a plan to film or do, maybe I'll actually do a presentation this time, doing, I don't know what format I'll do it in, but it'll be a 12 sign reading video for Mercury retrograde in Pisces. With 12 sign reading videos, watch your sun, watch your rising. You can watch your moon, but don't go beyond that. Otherwise, you're diluting the astrology. Like that's for an astrology consultation. That is not for readings like this. Um, don't underestimate my videos because they look very, very long. Like a lot of them look long. A lot of them just are long. But in my opinion, I may be biased because I'm listening to myself. They're very, very stimulating. They're very, very engaging, and they do go by very quickly. Like you'll be surprised how quickly they go by and how interesting it is, in my opinion. So definitely go check out all these videos in the Vastness of Google podcast and the um, Real Me, because I'll definitely be updating this podcast. This will be my main podcast that'll be up. The main videos that I'll be doing these days probably, and in my community tab, and then sometime in my 20s, that Vastness of Google podcast will be on Spotify, hopefully. So I'll find a way to get it on there and get a following when I get really good at it. And yeah, that Real Me, not it won't go on Spotify, but the Vastness of Google will. Actually, silence, silence. I'm not hearing the voice anymore. I'm not hearing the voice anymore. The dust storm has passed. It lasted for since 1:30 this afternoon up until 7:45 or something tonight. That's how long this dust storm in my brain has lasted. And it was an intense dust storm. The dust storm has subsided. The dust storm is over. Thank goodness. Maybe I'll have to make a song about the dust storms in my mind and this voice and everything like that sometime. So, anyway, that's all I can think to say here. Just a little update, just little things that I wanted to add to this. And that's all for now. And I will tune in for tomorrow's video, hopefully on Mercury, Pisces through all 12 signs. And um, on Friday, I'm going to do a video on Jupiter direct and then do the 12 sign video for that. Saturday will be Jupiter in Scorpio in the natal chart, which there's a big podcast episode for that because I want to go deep with it, probably. And then I really want to do my own North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio because I have a lot to say about that. And it is one of my favorite placements in my natal chart that I want to really talk about and go in depth upon the meaning of that. Maybe a song about that, I don't know. But anyway, that's all for now. And I want to apologize for the previous live streams. They were what they were. I had to come on and not make it a secret anymore. So, anyway, that's just a little update about my channel and everything like that. And yeah, bye for now.